You had a bit of a journey to get here, didn't you? Because you were way off up there.
Yeah, we're up in one of the most northerly points of Scotland today.
Yeah.
But we got the 3 points, that's the most important thing.
Exactly, yeah. Good day at the office then.
Very good today.
So we'll maybe talk about Celtic in a minute. Maybe Donegal first. I suppose most people are wondering why you decided to go at this point. Yeah.
Well, I think it was, in some respects, it was a very difficult decision, and then in other respects, it was a fairly easy decision, to be honest with you, Brenton. When I took the job over, I played for Donegal for maybe 12 years, and I went for the job, as you know, a few times and didn't get it. And then when I did get it, I just wanted to give it everything I've got. And that was the game plan, really. And in my own mind, I just thought, 4 years here, give it everything and have no regrets. And before the final, I had my mind kind of made up anyway, one lose or draw. I suppose it made it a wee bit more difficult when we lost the final, but it still wasn't the right reason not to, because I just felt the time was right. And it was a fantastic journey, unbelievable experience, one of the best of my life, and enjoyed every single minute of it. But it just the timing is right, because I just put so much into it, and I just kind of knew in my own mind that was the way it was going to pan out anyway.
Yeah, but you were tempted a little bit when you didn't win the All-Ireland. There was a slight temptation there to stay in.
I suppose at the end of every single year, you'd always reflect. When I say 4 years, I asked for the job for 4 years, and the reason I asked for the job for 4 years because I thought it might take that length of time to win the All-Ireland.
Yeah.
We done it in 2, and then we got to the final in our 4th year. An Olympic cycle is 4 years, and it's 4 years for a reason. You're hoping that all the development phases can be worked through, and you can bring an athlete or a team to a level that they can compete at a very elite level. So that's the reason I went for 4 years. I had the year with the 21s previous to that, and then with 6 of them came in with me to the senior setup, so there was a good continuity there. And I felt that if I could do it, it would be in that time frame, and that's why I had that in my head.
And listen, you broke up with them by text, yeah?
Yes. And the reason for that was very simple. Donegal is a massive county. And to bring everybody into a hotel and Letterkenny to say, I'm leaving, and then let them go back home again, wouldn't make a lot of sense. Plus the fact a lot of our players are in Dublin and all over the country, so you'd be bringing people in to give them. And that's the way we operate anyway. We do everything by text and group text. And
but that was a hard one to write, I'd say, was it?
It was. It was an emotional sort of a moment when you sit down to do that, And but the bottom line for me, Brenton, is purity and honesty, and we've had that from day one, and we've had a great time together. 5 years out of my life. It's a long time out of your life, and you're living with these people. You're seeing them grow, you're seeing them develop. Some of them getting married, a lot of them having children, some of them starting university, going through university, coming out the other side of it. So it's, from my own point of view, I think we had only one child. Whenever I started, we had 5 at the end of the process. So, how did that happen? How did we get time for that? So, you become very, very close.
I can imagine, yeah.
Very close.
And it was such an incredible someone likened it to a meteor, across the sky, like this short, sharp burst of incredible success and everything.
Yeah, well, somebody asked me what was the high, what was the best moment, but for me the best moment was the 5 years.
Yeah.
Even the times when we could beat, because you've got to look very, very deep inside yourself, and you've got to ask yourself serious questions. And I think in that moment you're really alive, and you've got to find an answer. Or you've got to look at yourself and you've got to say, am I going to throw in the towel here? Am I going to come back? Am I going to give it a go? And at the back end of 2013, we were 16 points defeated by Mayo. And that was a very difficult situation for us. And it looked like the breakup of the group. And everybody refocused, re-energised, recommitted. And, we ended up back in Division 1, Ulster champions, and beaten in the All-Ireland final narrowly. So it was a good year this year, but we didn't get the end we wanted.
What do you say to guys that you've been through all that when you're so close? What did you say in the text then?
I don't think you have to say a lot, to be honest with you, because we know what we've lived together. The bus journeys, the hotel stays, the celebrations when we won, because there's no boundaries really in our group. You know, there's no hierarchy. You know, the manager makes decisions, but it's very, very, we're all on the level playing field. We're all trying to do our best for Donegal, trying to move the thing forward. So everybody knows, and the text messages kept coming from the players to me, and some lovely words, and that means a lot. But we've all been through this together, and we enjoyed that journey together. So it was a very, very easy transition, to be honest.
In terms of this year, there was this Dublin team that everyone thought were invincible. I think they kind of thought themselves they were unbeatable as well. And then you came along and you shocked everyone. And a lot of it is back down to that belief and confidence and the mind stuff you did with the guys, yeah?
Well, it's down to having good players, first and foremost. You know, if you've got average or poor players, it doesn't matter what's going to happen, you're not going to beat Dublin, you know. And it is a brilliant Dublin team. There's no doubt about that. It's a brilliant Dublin team. There's many All-Irelands in that team, I would suggest. But the reason we won the game is because, you know, we believed we could win the game, and we worked very, very hard. For me, I think it's very important to try and to knock down all the barriers. And if you were reading what was being said, you know, or listening to what was being said, there's not a chance you would have won that game. You know, you've got to look at yourself, where you're at, look at the opposition, what they do, how they do it, when they do it, who does it, and see, can you come up with a formula to try and for me, that has been the most enjoyable thing about, from a management point of view, apart from the experience of being with the players, the most enjoyable thing for me has been the experimentation of tactics, game plans, planning, and
did the system fall down a little bit against Kerry then?
And against Kerry, we didn't deliver our normal performance. And if we did deliver our normal performance, I think we might have won the game. Kerry can be better as well, but Kerry were better than us on the day. There's no question about that. And I have no regrets about that. You know, I wouldn't change a thing in the lead into the final. And that's a funny thing to say, but our preparations were spot on. We went away in a training camp. Our analysis, we knew what it was all about. You know, we just didn't go in and deliver that performance. And it was a very unusual thing for us, not to go in and deliver that performance.
Was that distraction on the day then? Like, guys weren't fully in it, like?
It's hard to say. You know, Kerry had their own game plan and did their tactics very well.